The big picture here is that if you're in the thick of burnout or feel like you're heading towards it, I want you to know that you are not alone. I have been there. I still sometimes feel like I'm there, and you have options. Welcome to The PA is In, the show created by PAs for PAs, where codependency with your supervising physician is a thing of the past, optimal team practice is the future, and physician associate has taken the place of physician assistant as the professional title of choice. I'm Tracy Bingaman, and I'm obsessed with redefining what success as a PA looks like and what it feels like. Here you'll find the mindset shifts, systems, and processes I use to escape healthcare burnout and integrate my work into my life. Work-life balance is a myth, and an integrated life where you thrive professionally, not a balancing act, is the goal here. My mission is to help you to grow into a unicorn PA who loves their job, has abundant energy, time to spare, and work-optional financial freedom. The PA is in. Welcome back to another episode of The PA is In, the podcast that helps PAs to redefine success and achieve balance in their lives and careers. I'm your host, Tracy Bingaman, and today we're talking about a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and that is burnout. I recently heard someone say that just because something is common doesn't mean that it's normal. We often use those two words interchangeably, but they mean two very different things. This idea and this concept of normal versus common got me thinking about burnout, especially as it pertains to healthcare. Burnout is an incredibly common experience among healthcare providers, but we shouldn't accept it as normal. Yes, the data tells us that there are somewhere between 40 and 90% of healthcare providers who report that they are currently experiencing symptoms of burnout. The truth is, we shouldn't have to reach burnout to allow ourselves some margin for rest, time to heal, and the space we need to rekindle our passion and purpose in medicine or outside of medicine. We shouldn't have the culture of healthcare tell us the tale that we must work ourselves to exhaustion before realizing that there's a better way. If you've been feeling overwhelmed by work and life lately, know that you are not alone. While it's common to feel exhaustion to the point of burnout, we do not have to accept that as the norm. In this episode, I'll share some of the most notable signs of burnout in healthcare professionals and what we can do to combat it and get back to feeling like our best, most vibrant selves at work and in our personal lives. Let's walk through tangible techniques for healthcare providers to combat these signs of fatigue and burnout. Here we go. Confidence is so important in life, at work, and in business. And there is one thing I did years ago that skyrocketed my confidence. Feeling good makes such a difference in the way that we show up in the world. The confidence booster, one of the biggest ones ever, was a virtual color consult with Created Colorful. You sign up, tell them about yourself in a quick questionnaire, and then you take photos of yourself. No makeup, with natural lighting and various colors of fabric draped across your chest. Send in all those photos and one of the virtual color specialists reviews them. They send you an email with details on your season, your ideal colors, and knockout colors that are unique to you. Let me tell you, when I sit down behind this podcast microphone to record a video, and I'm wearing a top in one of my knockout colors, I feel like an entirely different person. Add in some lipstick in my color palette, and it's the chef's kiss of confidence and self-care. Use the discount code TRACY or the link in the show notes for $20 off any consult, gift consult, or bundle, and get ready to boost your confidence and simplify your wardrobe. Healthcare providers carry a heavy load of responsibilities and pressure. Add to that all the things that we have on our to-do list and growing pressures in our personal lives, and it's a recipe for overwhelm. Burnout can affect everything from our physical health to our mood to our relationships. The World Health Organization defines burnout as a syndrome resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. They list 3 main symptoms of burnout: feelings of energy depletion or exhaustion, the increased mental distance from your job, or feelings of negativity towards your career, often called depersonalization. And this reduced professional productivity, or the feeling that you're running on a treadmill, running, and getting nowhere. Burnout can lead to job dissatisfaction, to absenteeism, inefficient decision making, to high turnover, to depression, even hypertension and heart disease. The bottom line here is that burnout is, alongside making you feel exhausted and overwhelmed, bad for both your mental and your physical health. As clinicians, we can't afford to be inefficient or absent for long periods. We can't afford to be making bad clinical decisions. And we certainly can't risk our physical or mental health for the system or sacrifice the potential health and wellness of our patients. Studies show that healthcare professionals are more at risk for burnout due to high job demands, emotional stress, and long working hours. But I didn't have to tell you that because you are living in that life at the bedside, working in clinical medicine right now. Caregivers in general, be it at work or at home, have the habit and the conditioning that we must put the needs of others above our own. Take this as your cue to reevaluate your priorities. If you're feeling burnout or like you may be heading towards it, keep listening. If you're not there yet, but you really want to avoid it, these signs are going to help you to recognize burnout in its early stages and course correct early so you might be able to avoid it altogether. Sign number 1, your passion is zapped. If you start feeling fatigued about working or your focus and passion for patient care just isn't there, it's likely an indication that you might be heading towards burnout. When you walk into work and feel anxious, sad, stressed, or annoyed, know that you don't have the power, that you don't have to just power through just to get it done. This feeling of your passion being missing can manifest itself as something that I call parking garage paralysis, where you get to work, you put your car in park, and whether you're in the parking lot or the parking garage, you feel like suddenly your feet are encased in cement. You see your bag and your water bottle and your lab coat waiting for you to grab them, but you feel so tempted to just stay in the car. And if you're a parent of young kids, maybe you're just savoring that silence, or maybe you're mind numbingly scrolling on your phone. But either way, you feel this significant resistance to opening the door, to grabbing your stuff, to stepping outside and walking into work. Sign number 2, you're working hard, but you can't see that you're making a difference. You find yourself working like crazy, like that hamster on a wheel, but you can't see what you've got done or that your efforts are resulting in any measurable change. That can be a sign of burnout. This often happens because you're doing too many things, other duties as assigned, anyone? And you feel pulled in every direction, which leaves you feeling busy but disconnected from the results that you're creating in your practice or in your patients' lives. Sign number 3, your body is signaling that it's tired. One of the main signs of burnout is chronic fatigue or this profound exhaustion. That nagging feeling that you simply can't keep going at this pace. When you're burned out, you feel physically and emotionally exhausted, no matter how much sleep or how many breaks you take. You can take a vacation, put in for a PTO day, or have a break between shifts without any measurable change in your energy level. You don't feel like you have the energy to do those energy giving things like waking up early, doing a morning routine, exercising, prioritizing nutrition, or even intentionally connecting with your friends. You might experience easy distraction or feel like you can't get into a groove, even with the tasks or the visits with the patients that you usually enjoy. When I was burned out, my body was first whispering, please slow down. Please slow down, with smaller signs and little nudges. And then as I got more burned out, my body's protests got louder and louder over time. It eventually was screaming for rest, for recovery, and for the time and space that it needed in order to heal. Sign number 4, you want to throw in the towel. Burnout can tempt you to throw in the towel and pursue something else. If you've been considering leaving your job or leaving clinical medicine altogether, you could be in the depths of burnout. You might find yourself browsing job sites for something less stressful or dreaming of a career that has nothing to do with healthcare, surgery, or medicine. That you wake up thinking, gosh, I wish I could do something that was just so far from patient care that I don't even remember what this feeling is to be at the bedside. Sign number 5, your job has taken over your life. If you feel like your job is running you rather than the other way around, it could be a sign of burnout. You didn't enter this field of medicine specifically as a PA to work 60 or 70-hour weeks with regularity. Your life is about more than that dream and the desire that you had to work in healthcare. Yes, we feel called to work in medicine and taking care of others. But no, that doesn't have to be the single thing in life that gives us purpose. And no, you don't owe the healthcare system or your patients anything. If you feel chained to your responsibilities and as though your job and schedule and your current situation is untenable, it's likely that something needs to change. And sign number 6 that you might be burned out, you have 0 boundaries. You know how I feel about boundaries. If you work at all hours of the day and night and never sign off, if your notifications or tiger text or email or texting add stress and you respond immediately or you feel compelled to respond immediately, if your in basket and your unsigned notes call to you in the evenings, if you have what one of my girlfriends calls pajama time, where when she's on her work laptop doing notes, but she's also in her pajamas, if you're regularly charting outside of work hours, all of those things, these lack of boundaries can lead you down the path of long-term exhaustion towards burnout. If you were listening to this and you're thinking that these 6 signs described you and your situation, from the lack of boundaries to being tempted to find a new job or career field, or you feeling like a dispassionate hamster on a wheel, here's what you can do right now to help reverse your burnout. PAs, you're dedicated to improving the lives and health of your patients for a brighter future. But what about your future? Who's dedicated to helping you with your financial health so that you can live the future you dream of? Meet Caleb Pepperday, certified financial planner and owner of Advanced Practice Planning. Caleb is the husband of a PAC himself and has seen firsthand the challenges PAs face when it comes to finances. This fueled his mission to ensure that physician assistants get the respect, guidance, and treatment they deserve to build the future they want. Don't risk facing retirement with too little in your accounts or giving up on your dreams for the future, and work with an advisor who understands the unique challenges of being a PA. Gain insights into what your retirement could look like with access to the proper guidance. As a listener of and a featured guest on this podcast, Caleb's made available a free guide to help you prepare for retirement. Check out the link in the show notes to get your free guide and learn more about how advanced practice planning can help secure your financial future. Scaling back. First of all, burnout is common. Remember what I said at the beginning about things being prevalent, but not necessarily accepting that as normal. But it shouldn't be a destination that you aim to hit or a normal occurrence, even if it might be inside of healthcare. I am so ready for the narrative of working in medicine to remove burnout as a foregone conclusion and a rite of passage for healthcare providers. If you've identified that you're on your way to burnout, or if you're already there, the first step is to evaluate your options. Can you take time off, delegate tasks, hire more providers for your team, or scale back your responsibilities? Are there things that you volunteered for or been voluntold that you are now in charge of that you can pass off to someone else? Or simply stop being willing or available to continue to fulfill those requirements? Having difficult but necessary conversations with your colleagues, your leadership, or your admin team might also be needed to say, hey, I'm burned out. These are some things that I don't have the capacity to do. I can't do the schedule. I can't be in charge of these things anymore. Or I can keep doing these things, but I need some specific blocked admin time in order to do them inside of work so that I'm not doing them outside of work anymore. Rest. No, seriously, rest for real. Studies show that rest can increase productivity and efficiency. If you can, take some intentional time away from work. About half of the PTO in the United States goes unused each and every year. Don't let that be you. Find some time that you can block in your schedule and rest, whether it's a day, an afternoon, or even just logging out of email and turning off your your notifications. The time itself doesn't matter so much as how you spend it. Find some habits that you can cultivate that decrease your charting burden at home. Do you need to adjust your template? Stop letting them put that extra add-on patient on your schedule same day who showed up on the wrong day, who thought their appointment was tomorrow at 1:00, but they came today. Do you need to block time for some administrative tasks? Get some rest and find something that brings you joy and see if you can spend some time doing that thing instead. The big picture here is that if you're in the thick of burnout or feel like you're heading towards it, I want you to know that you are not alone. I have been there. I still sometimes feel like I'm there. And you have options. Taking on less, allowing yourself to rest and reset and unplug, and setting up systems to enable you to step away from work is not lazy. It's not unproductive. Sometimes creating that margin in your life, taking time off, and creating systems that mean that you're more efficient and you can leave work at work are necessary steps. They're vital in reversing this process of burnout. It's the healthiest, most efficient thing that you can do for your work and your career. I recently had a sit-down conversation with a physician that I know who spent her career in primary care. After something like 38 years of practicing medicine, we happened to get together the day after she retired. We were talking about her plans for retirement, and she was most looking forward to what she said as finally taking care of me. And then she went on to express her concern for the patients that she was leaving behind in retirement. Ever the heart of a caregiver who put the needs of others above her own for decades in her career, her well-earned retirement was leaving her racked with guilt that there would be patients to be seen and she wouldn't be there as the one who was going to see them. Bless her generous heart. But I'm going to tell you what I told her. That work, it doesn't have to be done by you. Those patients, they don't have to be seen by you. Remember, you deserve to love what you do, to feel called to take exceptional care of your patients and have a break from it also. That's it for today's episode of The PA is In. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with a colleague and subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform for more insights on achieving balance and success in your career. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of others. This PA is out. Congratulations, you've just joined an awesome club. By listening to a full episode of The PA is In, you are officially on the Unicorn PA team. Welcome aboard. What most team members do is they subscribe to the podcast because that allows them to automatically get the latest episode of the show. The life of your dreams exists on the other side of taking action. Keep making small shifts and keep getting better. Your life will improve, your career will soar, and you will have the confidence you need to create your own success. I will see you in the next episode. This PA is out.